Sympathy for the Devil. Available.
Just getting everybody back together again on track, and I think this one is just a natural. Well, you know, we've got to get better again. You know, I think that everybody's been working in between, doing a lot of stuff. To be able to walk in and Charlie's just come off the road, you know, that's it's a joy. You know, I mean, the machinery is oiled. You know.
Here you go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
I suppose you've heard this so many times before, and I know Keith always says it, the ancient form of weaving. Yeah. That's the way we describe our guitar playing. And that's what it is, really. You got me rocking now. He's going like, yeah, and I'm going, yeah, just after it, he's going, ba-boom, you got me rocking now. We just do that purely by feel, and it doesn't change.
Yeah, the ancient form of weaving. Yeah. Ronnie's playing some really nice pedal steel stuff on this album, and on stage too is because I kind of missed playing. You know, you haven't played with them for like 2 or 3 years. You know, it's fun to get back together again. Yeah. You know, swap ideas about the kind of, in a way, the guitar players we're better off for the break.
So when I did that Unplugged with Rod, you know, it was like going back in time. You know? When we were saying things like, "Cool, when did we do this last, Ron?" You know, Rod would say to me, you know, 20 years ago. Bloody hell, most of the band weren't born and my wife was only 1. You know? But that, it's so funny, in a little time capsule, and then you come back here and then you find yourself playing Monkey Man and Stray Cat Blues, Parachute Woman and all that. It's great.
I have favourites, but I very rarely listen to them. I have favourites. I like the Tattoo You, I like very much. Yeah. There's good things on it.
And Emotional Rescue.
Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. That was done in a bit of a haze. But
I imagine a lot of things are over the
no,
years.
that was, yeah, particularly hazy period. Yeah.
Why was it hazy?
Just a little bit unfocused to the times. The end of the 70s. This was really, in some ways, the end of the 70s was more crazy than the 60s in a lot of ways. Yeah. More befuddled.
It's only rock and roll.
I don't know. You know, the rough track was made in Ronnie's studio in Richmond with Kenny Jones on drums, and then we put Charlie on, and David Bowie's on it somewhere, really? On acoustic guitar, and it's all made up of little bits of tape, and it sounds like the most freest jam session there is, but it really isn't. It was
the problem. I mean, it's a nice problem, but the problem we have is there are a lot. Yeah. So we could actually play for about 2 days without, you know, and you don't know, and you're still not going to do the one. Someone's bound to come and say, "Why didn't you do
Monkey Man?" It's wonderful, you know. Diddle-a-ding, diddle-a-ding. It starts all like this, and it goes into that classic Keith riff.
Start me up.
Yeah, well, it almost didn't see the light of day. It was sort of buried under a bush.
Really?
And it was unvaulted. And said, "Oh, that's great." And when Keith first heard it, he said, "Wow, I never remember that one. When did we do that?"
But in a way, I said one of the best things the Stones have ever done is writing songs that are great to play live, yeah. As well as just making a record. I mean, they translate great to stage. You know, tailor-made. You know, Savile Row stuff.
No, it's not. Give me a clue. Staging. You got me rocking. No, he says, "Give me a clue."
Mick and Keith, in their songwriting, you can tell there is a fluidity there now instead of a sort of barrier. Yeah. It always makes for better songs if you have a bit of a barrier. They'll
they getting
always be one of them.
Are they getting along too well? Is that what you're suggesting? Or?
Suspiciously well. No, not that, you know, just enough, but enough to know that the music is shining because of the original planning that went into the songs that they're writing together.
I feel like I've been here before, because every time I say these things, I read in an article where Keith says, it all just happened, man. And I look like a complete twit, because I say all these kind of like, well, this is why it was this and this and this. But at the risk of that, I said that I think we should definitely spend a long time on the writing, and we did.
It clicked from the day that we just got together, Mick and myself and Charlie, down in Barbados, just to knock songs together. And after 12 bars, you know, I said, no problem, I knew this, you know. And, I'm smiling, look, you know.
And we had a few firsts in Ireland when we were at Windmill Lane. You know, Charlie's coming in for a playback. Turn me up. What? It used to be, what do I want to hear it for, you know? It's only a song. But now it's kind of, right, bang, turn it. Yeah, it's very enthusiastic, I think, Charlie, now. We all are.
I think you put these Stones records from the 60s. We were saying, oh, why don't we do this song the other day on Stray Cat Blues, I think. And it sounds really awful, actually. I mean, it's a good song, but the sound of it is a real mess. Yeah. And I don't think this record sounds anything like that. Though people say, oh, this sounds like then, but I don't really, if you actually put them on, it doesn't sound anything like them, which is why
the technology is different, but I think
it's not so much only the technology, I think it's the playing too. But anyway, people have their ideas of it, which is fine, but if you actually A and B it, I think you might find it's very different.
The sessions felt like like an Exile on Main Street sessions. Just Charlie was experimenting, and that's like a major thing. Charlie moving his drums, that's major, you know. And when he's actually suggesting it himself, I'm flabbergasted. And wow.
Where did he move his drums to?
Down the stairwell. He preferred the sound down there for certain songs, and he was right, you know. But I mean, I've never seen Charlie do that since maybe Beggar's Banquet, you know.
But it's, you know, we did a lot of songs. This is only about a third of them. So I've actually got my own record planned, which is not that one.
We just hit the mix again this time, you know. I mean, it's all, you never can actually say why, but every song just felt like it was the Stones, you know. And that's what I think about this. Is it don't just sound like the Stones. This record feels like them. I've got a little bit in me that's still 15, you know, and I'll nurture it, you know.
Society today seems to be that you shouldn't smoke, you shouldn't drink, you shouldn't do anything. I mean,
It was a bit hypocritical because so many people do. I mean, everyone seems to be still. I know a lot of very young people that take a lot of drugs, and they really do, and they still take coke and heroin and all this, and they all drink a lot. And I think it's bull to say that they don't, that people don't. I mean, sure, people don't maybe smoke as many cigarettes, but I always thought that was one of the most boring drugs of all. Doesn't do a lot for you. But it gives you every kind of disease without getting much of a high, but if people want to do it. But it's true, they may be aware of it. The damage that drugs do maybe more now than in the 60s, people didn't really know. It was all great.
No, we probably couldn't have done this in the 60s, you know. We'd have probably collapsed halfway through, because if you're going to do something like this, you do have to pace yourself. I mean, in the 60s, it was just like long journeys and 20-minute shows and off, you know. I mean, this is a lot more work than in the old days. But Mick's starting to enjoy it. And he's been playing a lot of harp, too. He's really been, like, changing his way of singing.
Love is strong, and you're so sweet. You make me high, you make me weak. Love is strong, and you're so sweet. And someday, baby, got to be.
Yeah, we brought the maracas back too, you know. So do those things you do so well.
Do they work in stadiums? Do the maracas get...
Yeah, you can pick them up now. Yeah. Get you a good maraca sound in Giant Stadium, baby.
You know, I thought they might have closed shop by now. Oh, I don't want to play that rock and roll, you know. But they both still have that basic essence of what was in the English Boys when we first heard the Americans, you know, the imports coming in, like, all these great records, wow, you know. And we still have that enthusiasm when we play on stage to reproduce that, the kind of stuff that turned us on. We try and keep that essence there.
Because I come from that generation where it arrived like a thunderbolt from the sky, you know, in England. You know, I remember, you know, the world was black and white until then there was, bang, good golly, Miss Molly, and the world went Technicolor, you know. So it's hard for me to say what it's like to, you know, where it's just you've grown up with it and it's been part of your life. It's and I think all I'm telling you, it's a lot better with it than it is without it.
You've been doing this for a long time and you're still doing it. Wow. As if it's like some sort of accomplishment.
I don't know if it really is. I mean, people do things for a lot longer than this. Doesn't mean to say that I have to do the same delivery as a 21-year-old. But I mean, hopefully you're not going to fall down in the middle of it and die either.
Why should all the fun stop? You know, just because, you know, that's my version of it, you know. I don't know, I've got a little bit in me that's still 15, you know, and I'll nurture it, you know.